Welcome to Healing Out Loud with Coach Lateka, where we have real talk, real pain, and real healing. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel. Visit lscgloballlc.com/healed. Greetings. Hello, everyone. I'm so excited to be on here with Healing Out Loud with Coach Lateka. I'm so excited to have you here with us today. I got an incredible show lined up that I want to talk about with you today. This is our episode 3. So welcome on in. I got some good stuff that I want to go over with you and talk about. So please tag somebody, like my apostle, my spiritual father say, tag Lottie Dottie and everybody. Go ahead and share this segment with them to encourage them on their journey. Maybe they're not in a place of healing just yet. Maybe they're in a place of trying to figure out what's going on with them. Well, it doesn't matter. If they're on that journey, if they know that, you know what, I'm over this, something has to be more, or they're like, I'm ready, sign me up, let's go. I'm talking to all of you. If you have experienced anything in your life that has brought you trauma, brought you pain, hurt you in any kind of way, listen, I don't think any of us are exempt from that rule. I don't believe any of us are exempt from experiencing some type of turbulence, some type of hurt, trauma, pain, misfortune, what have you. So I am here, present and accounted for, excited about this journey, this healing journey in which I am looking to help heal anyone and everyone, as many as I can that will allow. So thank you for joining us for Healing Out Loud with Coach Lateka. So we're getting into this thing called real talk, because it's real pain and we need to talk about it. So this is one reason why the show is called Healing Out Loud. If it stays here and you never deal with it, then how can it ever change? How can it ever come to the surface? How can you ever get to the other side of what you're really wanting to experience in life? So we're going to dive into this in just a moment, where we are talking about, for our episode, show up for you. This is episode 3. Go ahead and tag it in the comments or encourage someone and let them know, show up for you. We show up for everybody else, but we don't always show up for ourselves. So again, I'm your girl, Coach Lateka, and I'm so excited that you are here or even hitting the replay of Show Up for You. Now, I want to ask you a question, because we're going to dive into this thing real quick. I want to ask you a question. When's the last time you really showed up for you? When is the last time you really showed up for yourself? I mean, listen to what I'm saying. Listen to the question that I am really asking you. When is the last time that you can be honest and say, I showed up for me? Not for your job, not for your kids, not for your parents, not for the church or the social committee, not the PTA, not any of that, not the football games, the basketball games for the kids. You know how we do. I mean, really for you. When is the last time you have really shown up for you? Now, I want you to really hone in on that and think about that for a second, because that's not always a quick answer that we can give, that we're showing up for me. What does that really involve showing up for me? And we're going to dive into that in just a moment. I want to give away something before we go off today, before we conclude this episode. I want to be able to give away something that is incredible, that I haven't even released yet. I haven't even put it out yet. No one really knows about this. And I want to get it in your hands so that it would help you even on your journey of healing. I am ready to heal, not partly, but all the way. Can you say that? I am ready to heal, not part of the way, but all the way. And maybe you've been someone where you started on this journey and you felt like you were making strides and you were moving forward, but sometimes it's like we take a few steps forward and then something happens, where we say that slang, a life be lifing, because that's real. Life does be lifing. Things do happen. There are some things that happen out of your control. There are some things that you just cannot control. And I really have learned that some people have a challenging time because they're still yet trying to control the narrative. They're still yet trying to control the outcome. What you can do is help participate in the outcome being favorable for you. But you are not the author, the creator that brought you here. And there is a bigger plan at place than you just living on this great big world. You occupying a space in your community. You being in the family that you're in. This thing is so much bigger than you. So this is why you have to show up for you. Put it in the comments. I'm going to show up for me. So even if you're tuning in for the first time, or you're tuning in and you're hitting the replay, put in the comments, I'm going to show up for me. And really, really mean that thing. I'm going to show up for me, because you can't pour from an empty cup. And that's been part of the issue. We've been pouring from an empty cup, especially in our culture. We'll do things, we'll make moves, we'll bankrupt our own selves. We'll bankrupt ourselves mentally, we'll bankrupt ourselves emotionally, meaning we will drain the bank inside of us to show up for everybody else, but not show up for ourselves. So I would love for you to understand, if you don't know, or maybe this is a confirmation, or this is being echoed to you. You can't pour from an empty cup. You can't pour from an empty cup. Now, this episode is really near and dear to my heart because I know what it's like to be present for everybody else and completely absent for myself. I remember seasons in my life where I was celebrated for being strong, being dependable, and selfless. But behind closed doors, can we be real and say this? Because this is real talk. I was drained. I was drained and silently breaking in the background, because there was something inside of me that was making me feel as if I had to keep showing up for everyone else and not even show up for myself. And this is so important for us to understand. You cannot pour from an empty cup. But here's what I learned the hard way. With me just sharing with you that one simple but powerful statement, you can't pour from an empty cup. And even with the many things that are on my plate to do, I have learned that I have to balance my life, or I'm not effective for anyone that comes in contact with me, or even those that God has put in my place to pour into. I have to have downtime. I have to learn how to say no. And I have to be guiltless in my ability to say no and not feel bad, because I decided that I'm putting me on a priority today, or I'm putting me on a priority this week or next week. We can't continue to pencil ourselves in and then pin everyone else in. Pencil is meaning you have the ability to erase. You can erase your name out of your priority list as if it wasn't meant for you to put yourself on there as a priority. If we have children, we have spouses and family members, jobs, what have you, that are constantly pulling at us, then we need to learn how to balance our life and stop pouring out for everyone else where you don't even have anything left to pour into you. So if you keep trying to eventually pour, you'll learn there's nothing left but fumes or drops. And then what begins to happen? We'll get put on our back with an illness or a sickness or something that will remind us, sister, brother, no matter how much you feel like you Wonder Woman or Superman, you still need downtime. You still need downtime. So give yourself permission to put yourself back on the priority list. Can you say that I'm going to put me back on the priority list? Give yourself permission to say, I'm putting me first. And I'm not saying above God. Please trust and understand that. But even if you're married, there comes a time when you got to balance that. And I know, especially as women, we want to be booed up. Can we be honest and be real? We want to be made to feel special. We want to be made to feel like we are priorities in somebody else's life. But if you don't put yourself as a priority, you're not giving them an example to go by. So what they begin to glean from you is keep pulling on you, because you're always going to be there. I can depend on you. They're going to show up for me no matter what. Well, when you need that, who's showing up for you no matter what? Because can we be real? Again, real talk. We will do things thinking it's from the right motive and intent, but we can easily do things because we're like, well, such and such would do it for me. Well, when I get in the jam, I'm doing this because I'm expecting when I need them, they're going to show up for me. Well, is that the right heart intent, the right motive? Because I have found, even with that, as a mother, as a wife, as a leader in the community, as an employee on a job, or even as the employer, I have found that even when you're trying your best to do what's right for others, that when it comes down to the thick of things, when things are breaking down for other people, or they can't be there for you, no matter how much you want them to be there for you, they're going to be quick to put them first. They're going to be quick to shut down and do what they have to do. And this is not saying be selfish when you have to do that. What this is saying is think about the heart motive, the intent in which you are pouring out. So you should never pour just because you're thinking somebody else is going to pour back into you when you need it. Yes, if you put it out, I'm a firm believer, it's going to come back to you. However, the motive and the intent behind everything we do means everything. So make sure you're good. Make sure you're strong before you just up and do something, and make sure that it's coming from the right intent. Because even as mothers, especially if we have children, even as mothers, we can easily be in a place, or even fathers, because this is not just catered to women. This is also catered to men. Because even as fathers or mothers, children will pull at us no matter their age. They could be young and grown. It doesn't matter. Our grandchildren, those of us who are grandmothers or grandparents, those babies pull at our heartstrings, don't they? They sure do. They really, mine does. They really do. But if we don't learn how to pull back relax, chill, get what we need out of that moment. Take a break, wherever that break is. Maybe you're someone who has, you're in a place and it just seems like there are people always around you and you don't get an opportunity to shut down, to break. You don't have this area of peace. You don't have this area where you feel like you can go. Well, even in that, we can't afford to make excuses about that. We can't afford that. What we have to do is decide, you know what? I got to find a place. I got to carve out a place and a time where it's just me. It's just me in a place where I can think. I can just calm down. I can take deep breaths. I can unwind. I can read a book. And here's the thing, sometimes we want to wait until it's nighttime before we begin to unwind. And we've had all these things going on throughout the day. And then we want to wait until we get into bed to want to wind down. There's nothing wrong with that, especially when you're coming into a place of reflection and you're recapping your day on how you could have done better or what happened. And maybe you're journaling through that process. But that shouldn't be the only time during the day, especially if you have a hectic schedule where you find and make time for you. We have to make time for us somewhere throughout the day, even if it's a 5-minute break, walk away. Show up for you. If it's a 10-minute break, maybe that's just going to the bathroom. Maybe that's getting in your car. It's getting in your closet. Wherever you can find that time, find the time so you don't break down under pressure. Show up for you. So showing up for you is meaning taking care of your mental, your emotional, your physical, and your spiritual well-being. I'm going to say that one more time. Showing up for you should mean you're taking care of the mental, the emotional, the physical, and the spiritual well-being, not just surviving through the day. Can we be real? Those of us who do work a job, work a job for an employee. I seem like I turn into my best self on Friday. Can I be real with y'all? I feel like I turn into my best self on that last day of the week that I'm working for the company. Because it's just like, yes, I can get a break. I don't have to answer these calls. I don't have to deal with people. I don't have to answer questions. I don't have to try to solve problems. That shouldn't be the only moment in time where we get excited. So we have to find something that will make us excited for showing up. So we need to ask ourselves the question, are we really showing up for ourselves like we're supposed to? Mentally, emotionally, physically, and spiritually. Not just surviving during the day. Come on, Sylvia, me too. Sandra, me too. Come on. It means when you show up for you, what is this meaning for you? Let's dive into this. What it means for you. Number one, I'm speaking up for my needs. Yeah, mama got a brand new bag, you doggone right. I'm speaking up for my needs. I am going to own where I am today. This is how we practice speaking up for our needs. If you don't feel like it, don't lie and do it anyway. Because you're going to find yourself complaining throughout the whole process of you're doing something that your heart was never in to do. So speak up for what you need. If you need rest, get your rest. If you can't show up, not making excuses, but being 100, maybe you overdone it. Maybe you should have sat down. Maybe you should have rested a little while longer. Maybe you should have took a long hot shower or a long hot bath and not just get up, jump, and run into it. Maybe you should have opened up your Bible and had a true devotional. Maybe you should have spent more time talking to God. Maybe you should have journaled. Whatever you feel yourself doing, showing up for you, don't feel guilty for speaking up for your needs. The second point that I want to make with this and what it means to show up for you is honoring your rest. Honoring your rest. Because we can be guilty of this and not honor our rest. Meaning, it's not just saying it's time to go to bed or I'm going to take a nap. Honor your rest where your phone is on do not disturb, or maybe you cut it off, or you cut the volume down where it doesn't disturb you, or you cut it on vibrate. Honoring your rest where you cut off the TV or you cut off the lights. I mean, I know some people, they don't like sleeping with nothing on, like no noise whatsoever. I get that. I have learned, I'm just speaking for me. I cut on rain sounds, right? I'll cut on rain sounds to settle me in to rest. And then there's days, even when I'm working, quiet. I don't want to hear anything. I want to be able to hear my thoughts when I have a moment. I want to be able to hear the still small voice of God or the Holy Spirit speaking to me or something tugging at me so I don't miss the moment. I want to show up for me where I'm still, I'm quiet, I'm intentional. So showing up for you, being still, quiet, and intentional. As I was sharing with you in point one, speaking up for your needs, meaning if you got to go to wherever this place, this safe, private place is that you can go, even if it's a 5-minute walk, even if it's coming out one door of your house, walking around the house, going into another door in the back, whatever you can find to take a breather. Honor your resting period. Honor that moment that you have designated as this safe, quiet place where you can find yourself resting. Because it's easy to get interrupted even when you're resting. So if you're always the person that's letting people know, show up, I'm here. If you ever need me, call on me. Or you feel as if I'm going to miss it. If I answer this phone, somebody could be calling, something could be going on with the kids, something could be going on with the spouse, something could be going on at the schools. How is that really resting your mind? How is that really honoring that place, a moment in time that you have designated for your rest? So we need to honor what it means for you to show up for you and rest. Come on and say that. I'm going to show up for me and I'm going to rest. Hi, Sharon and Sylvia. I'm going to rest. Now, the last point of this part, what it means to show up for you, being okay with saying no without guilt. The third point, and what does it mean to show up for you, is being okay with saying no without any guilt. So I'm going to be real with you, because we have been trained, we have been conditioned with us showing up, putting ourselves out there that we can help, that we can do, that we are here. We have been at a place, if we say no, we condition ourselves to feel guilty with that no. So I would love for you to start practicing no if you haven't, and meaning it from a right place, and not allow your subconscious to make you feel guilty because you had to say no. It doesn't mean making an excuse, because an excuse is a totally different thing, what I'm talking about right here. Because we can make excuses why we can't get better. We can make excuses why we don't want to work out. real. We can make excuses why we don't want to eat right. We can make excuses why we don't want to go over there or go here. We can make excuses. It doesn't mean it was the right thing to do. But when you know there is a legitimate reason why your answer is no, and here's the truth, even if I don't want to do it, that's the truth. And you should honor your reason for saying no. So if it's something that you just don't want to do, be honest with yourself. Don't force yourself into it and say, you know what? I don't want to do it. I don't want to go. I don't want to show up for that. I need some me time. I need a break. I need a moment. I need to be at a place where I'm showing up for me. Come on, Sandra. I'm going to show up for me and rest. I'm going to show up for me. So I gave you 3 out of this point, which is, what does it mean to show up for you? 1, speaking up for your needs. 2, honoring your rest. And 3, being okay with saying no without guilt. We gotta stop feeling guilty for something that we already know. Where we know, I don't want to do that. Or my body is saying chill out. My body is saying rest. Because here's the thing, when you're supposed to show up to a place or around people or for something that you need to show up for, if you keep pouring from an empty place, you can find yourself falling into that excuse realm of I don't want to go. Not because you wasn't supposed to be there, but because you poured out and gave all you had to everyone else and everything else. And then when it came time for you to show up, to really show up for that moment, for that event, or for that person, or for the family, or for whatever, you didn't take time to honor your rest and balance your life. So you got to show up for you, sis. Show up for you, bruh. And let's be real. If you keep ghosting yourself, hear me when I say that. If you keep ghosting yourself, how can you expect others to see your worth? If you keep ghosting yourself, meaning you're not even showing up for you, what is this saying on how you're honoring yourself and how you are expecting people to honor you in return? Because what happens is when you keep running to them and you keep saying, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that. And then that moment comes where you got to be selfless and say, no, I'm honoring my rest. I'm honoring my moment. I'm honoring what I need for my life right now. You're going to start feeling guilty. And you're going to look at them in a whole different perspective, because I will be 100 with you. People will show out when you say no to them, and they've been so used to you saying yes. Can we be honest? Hello, Gloria. Can we be honest? People will show you that side of them when you've been so used to giving. And then that one moment they thought you were going to show up for them. They thought you were going to roll with them. They thought you were going to be their yes corner. They thought, because you've always done it, that you were going to keep doing it. And you said, not today. Not today. I'm showing up for me, my best self. I'm showing up because my mind needs rest. I'm not in a good place, because sometimes that's where we are. We're not always in a good headspace. Can we be honest? We didn't wake up just rested every single day like we can tackle the world, and things do come our way. So we have to learn to balance this life and honor the rest and show up intentionally the way you need to for you, by respecting your own self-worth. Because here's the thing. If you don't make time for your wellness, you'll be forced to make time for your illness. Hey, sis Lander, God bless you. Come on, so true, because they're takers and not givers. Yes, Lord. And unfortunately, we see a lot of those people. But remember this, if you don't make time for your wellness, you'll be forced to make time for your illness. And I think a lot of us can be there and say, we've experienced that because we didn't show up for ourselves when we were supposed to, with the rest, with the honoring our needs and speaking up for our needs, speaking up for yourself. Because here's the truth. Even if nobody else shows up and speaks up for you and what you need, can you count on you to show up and speak up for what you need? That's real. What do you need today? I need rest. What do you need today? I need to be off the phone. What do you need today? I need some downtime. What do you need today for you to handle your own problems? That's real. What do you need today for you to be good for you? That's what I need. And I have learned that I've had to say that to some people. They'll say, what do you need today for you to take care of you today? For you to take care of you. Because you learn that people will come and they will pull from you. Because maybe you're the strong one. But how many of you know even the strong ones also need to be encouraged? You also need to be encouraged. Now, let's move to this next part. I'm giving you all some gems and I'm hoping that it's encouraging you. And even those of you that will hit the replay and watch this. What are the real reasons why we don't show up for us? We got to go there. What are some of the real reasons we don't show up for us? Somebody want to just put it in the comments what you think? And this is the part where we have to be honest with ourselves. We have to dive in and really assess us for real. Pull out the dirty laundry, separate it by colors. What do you need to wash today? How do you need to wash it? With warm, cold, hot water? You know what? You have to know what is going on with you and why we don't get to show up for us. What has prevented you from showing up for you? Thank you, Sylvia. Yes, so true, and that is real. Anybody got something to say? Come on. Too busy showing up for everybody else. Come on, Gloria. We're too busy showing up for everybody else. We're always showing up for everybody else. Listen, two of y'all put that in, and that's so true. Now, let me break down just a few. What are some of the barriers in which showing up for us, we neglect, we don't do? And this is fear. I'm trying to get to my comments. Give me more. I'm working everything. This is fear of being seen as selfish. Fear of being seen as selfish. Hey, Marilyn. Fear of being seen as selfish. This is point one of some of the reasons why we don't show up for ourselves. Because of how people will perceive us. Because of what they may say about us, what they're going to think about us. Oh, she didn't show up. I knew it. I knew I couldn't count on her. We don't want to be seen as a selfish person. And this is because we have pulled in how people think, that mindset that we have that is not always good. We have to learn to divorce the old mindset so that we can be open to pull into what is new and true for us. We're talking about healing out loud. This is a part of the journey to heal out loud. So one of the reasons is fear of being seen as selfish. The second one is guilt from past trauma. Guilt from past trauma. What am I saying when I say that? Whew, because something happened in the past, because you didn't show up, something went wrong. That's just one way of putting it. Something went wrong. I didn't show up when such and such needed me the most. And because I didn't show up, look what happened. Or the trauma of what happened in our past. The fear that begins to be, we're emotionally driven by the fear. So we make decisions based on the fear of what could go wrong, what went wrong before, and we'll carry that past situation over into the present situation. And we don't show up when we go back to those first 3 points that were just made. When we don't honor our rest, we don't put us on the priority list, we don't speak up for our needs. And this is what begins to happen, where we're not showing up for us. So how can the best version of yourself show up? If you're too tired, if you're exhausted, if you just keep making yourself do something, even when you get the red flags, sit down somewhere. You get the red flags, don't answer that. You get the red flags of the caller ID. You get the red flags, I'm coming over. No, not today. Oh my gosh. Can we go hang out? Not today. We need to practice that, not today or no, and not be guilty for it. The other point in what we're looking at, point 3, I got 4 points to this of why we don't show up, and that is feeling obligated to fix everything for everybody else. Can you be real and say you've been there, or maybe you're there now? Feeling so obligated to fix things for everybody else when nobody else is going to do it. Oh gosh, I have been so guilty of that. No one else is going to show up. Who's going to show up for my grown children? Who's going to do this and who's going to do that? I have learned to consult God. Should I go? Should I not go? And yes, there are times I'll show up and I am tired in my body, but he gives me strength because he told me to show up. But here's the thing. When you show up and do what you're supposed to do, now you got to go back and honor your rest. And you have to rest. So if you go to your job, because we have to work, but man don't work, he don't eat. We get that. But every time there's overtime, I work, you become the Mikey. Oh, I can do that. Oh, I can solve that. Oh, I can go over that. I'll come. I was going to take a rest, but you know what? I know you don't have a car. We'll want to be there for everybody else and not be there for us. So we feel obligated to fix it. Come on, because we're like the Mikey in the family. Those of you who go way back with that commercial about Mikey, I don't know, it was some kind of cereal commercial way back in the day. It's like, oh, Mikey will eat it. Mikey eats everything. Mikey will do it. Mikey does everything. You can count on Mikey. You can count on Marilyn. You can count on Sylvia. You can count on Gloria. You can count on me. Well, what's going to happen when you need somebody to show up for you? Or when, oh God, I can take it a step further. What's going to happen when God wants you to show up for him and you're so exhausted because you've been showing up for everybody else? What if you needed to really do something for somebody, but even when it's time for you to rest at night, you'll keep the TV on. You'll stay woke. You'll keep watching. You'll binge your episodes. Can we be real? You'll just keep working and doing whatever you need to do. And then you wake up groggy. You wake up like, I don't want to do it today. And then you show up. Can we be real? We show up on our jobs with fumes. And then we get mad because we didn't get the adequate rest. We didn't honor our rest. And we'll give them fumes. Whew, that is so real. Or we'll go to church, or we'll go to social committees, and we're not showing up with our best self. So you have to learn how to take a break in life. You have to learn how to take a vacation. even if it's a staycation, even if it's a weekendcation. You have to learn how to take a day for you and do nothing. There were times my daughter and we would talk, and she said something to me today. I mean, she'll say something like, Mama, I wanted to do X, Y, and Z, but I just didn't do it today. I didn't. I needed some rest. I said, why feel guilty for that? I'm asking you too. Why feel guilty that you need to take a down day? Even Jesus rested, honey. Even God rested from his labor. He was the example. Are you too going to be the example for those who are watching you? So every time we turn around, we see you popping up everywhere. And this ain't knocking nobody. And I ain't saying this about anybody. I'm just using this because this just came to me. If you're always showing up everywhere, when do you show up for you and get your rest? When? The last point that I'm making here, the last point that I'm going to make is believing rest, happiness / joy must be earned through struggle. We think this struggle thing has got us so jacked up, so surviving in life that you don't even get to live life. You're so surviving. Thank you, Candace. You're so surviving in life that you're not even living life. Yes, there are oppressions. Come on, Miss Lander, in my house. There are oppressions on every side. There are things that happen, but we can get to a place with this oppression and what we feel, especially from jobs, feeling pressure because of the economy, putting the pressure on them, money not flowing right now. All of a sudden, you got to show up for them and put more in. Or they'll hire you saying, well, we need you to fill this part of the role. But the next thing you know, there's more they're adding. You didn't sign up for that. But in order for you to pay your bills, you got to keep going hard for them. So when you go hard for them and you go home, what do you have left over? Your leftovers. If you keep going hard for everybody else and you can't even go hard for you, you're doing yourself a disservice. You're doing your family a disservice. You're doing those that have been called to you a disservice, and you're doing your healing a disservice. You got to be at a point where you understand, I got to believe in the rest that I'm supposed to have in life. I got to get past struggling, because struggling is not just financially. We can struggle mentally to show up. We can struggle emotionally to show up. We already struggling physically to show up. But if you bring physical with mental exertion, boy, that's like borderline bankrupt here, because you feel like you just got to keep showing up for everybody and not even show up for you. So this is why I felt so compelled and led to give this episode the justice it deserves and shining the spotlight on what we've been used to doing, especially as mothers, as leaders in communities, people on jobs that people are looking up to. We show up for them more than we show up for us. So let me say this clearly. If you're always the strong one, who gets to hold space for you? If you are always the point, the one that people come to, if you're always that person where spaces are being created, meaning you're creating space for them, if you're staying so strong, who gets to hold space for you? Because even strong ones burn out. Even strong ones get tired. Even strong ones need push and encouragement. But we can be so used to people wanting to pour, 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 give, give, give. And I think someone said it earlier, Jay Lander said it earlier, about takers, not meaning to be an obvious taker. It's just, if people are always coming to you dumping, they're always coming to you wanting your opinion, wanting your wisdom. They're always seeing you show up and maybe you got answers and you're able to help. What about who's helping you? Who's pouring into you? Who's giving you space? Ooh, this is good right here, to vent. Who's giving you space to vent without judging you for your ability to vent? Who's giving you the deserved space you need to be vulnerable, to come and just have conversations with them, and then let you lean on their shoulders? Who's doing that for you? And this is why it's important that you do this for you. And this is why we have to learn to journal. There's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with writing out your feelings. If you woke up groggy, then you woke up groggy, sis. If you were mad at the world because of what happened when you got off your job and you came home and you took it off on the first person and you feel bad for it, write it down, get it out of you. Be honest. If you can't be honest with yourself, then baby, you're lying to everybody else. Because if you don't know how to be honest with yourself, that's a problem. Put it in the comments. I got to be honest with me. Thank you, Sharon. I got to be honest with me. And we're finishing up here with this last point that I'm going to go into. And this last point, let me get to this. This last point that I want to make is, you can't forget that there was a great example for us to follow, and that's Jesus. He often withdrew to lonely places and he prayed. He showed us that rest is not rebellion, it's reverence. It's time to treat your healing as holy. It's time to treat your healing journey as sacred. It's time to honor this. And this is something that I'm definitely talking about in my brand new Me Healing Journey course, that we're going to dive into this kind of stuff, where we're going to learn how to honor the pain from my past. Ooh, I'm going to give you a little snippet. What happens is, we have been taught so much in society to just get over it. Get over your feelings of how it hurt you. Get your feelings out the way. That happened a long time ago, or you should have grew out of that by now. But if we haven't learned to honor that person, especially when you were in your youth and things happen and you're still struggling through that, or maybe you had a marriage that didn't go well, or you're in a marriage that's not working right and you got hurt in the marriage, and you got hurt through your family, you got hurt in life, you got to learn to honor that place of your pain. Honor it to the point to deal with it. I'm not saying give it so much life like you've been doing that that's all you see. What I am sharing with you is, learn how to honor that moment in time of where things did go wrong, so that you can heal from it. Honor that point in your life where you made that decision that wasn't right, and things happen, and maybe you feel like you're still dealing with it. Fast forward in the present. Honor that place of vulnerability. Be vulnerable with yourself. Be vulnerable with yourself enough to say and admit, I didn't like how that made me feel. I didn't like the outcome of that situation. Nope, that did not seem fair to me. I did not ask for these things to happen. I didn't know those things were going to take place. We have to honor those moments rather than trying to jump over it so that we can deal with these things that happen. Because think about it from this perspective. You have people that you loved and have lost along the way. You'll either have a memorial service for them, you'll have a wake, a funeral, what have you. You honor the deceased. You honor the life that they live. Granted, every part of their life, no matter how much you love them, was not always a bed full of roses. But you still yet wanted to honor the life, good and bad. And you took moment to get everyone in to share in this opportune moment to honor your deceased loved one. And then after that's over, you got to deal with those feelings. You got to deal with knowing that that person is no longer going to be with you. So you have to learn to honor the moments in life and where things did go bad so that you can deal with it and not be a part of how society makes us feel. Just get over it. But it hurt deep. So they give Band-Aids. They teach you how to put a Band-Aid on a wound that really needs surgery. They don't allow you always to sit in your pain or in your grief so that you can heal from it. People can be so pressing because they want you to show up. They want you to show up for that person that they always wanted to be there and not recognizing that you're hurting right now. They just want you to get over whatever you're dealing with so that you can show up for them, because people can be selfish. But this is why we have to go back to that point of understanding what we need. So ask somebody the question or put it in the comments. What do you need? What do you need? And give yourself permission to become priority on your list. Give yourself permission to be priority on your own list. If it was important for Jesus to take a break, and he poured, healed and delivered and did so many wonderful things constantly, how important is it for you to also heal? So reflecting back over what we have shared today, and I'm getting ready to tell you what to do to put your name in the drawing for me to give out right now before we close on the episode, where we're talking about show up for you. I want you to get a journal. If you don't have a journal, write, or your digital pad, or even your phones. And I want you to start thinking about this right here. Where in my life have I been abandoning myself? Where in my life have I been abandoning my own self? How have I let myself down in regards to what I needed? Then I want you to ask yourself this question. What would it look like to fully show up for me? I know today is Friday, so give yourself a week. So Friday to Friday, this Friday to next Friday. What does it look like? Or what would it look like for me to show up for me this week coming up? Just give yourself 7 days. Journal, write it down, make yourself a priority. Think about you and what you need for a change. Not just what you need to eat, not just what you need to wear, not just about how much money you need, but mentally, what do you need? We're still in mental awareness month, mental health awareness month. What does this need? What does your heart need to heal from the things that you have had to endure in your past, because it's time to heal from those things. It is truly time to move forward and get over things the right way. Doesn't mean you're going to forget, but you're going to learn how to deal with the hidden parts of your heart that you maybe didn't know. Because one reason why we don't really know who we are and what we want to do with our lives, and even why we're here, is because we're not always honing in to know about us. Is that real? Can we say that about ourselves? We're not always taking the mirror and turning it on ourselves to say, what do you want out of life? Not what does life want out of you, but what do you want out of life? Why have you been put here? What is truly on the inside of me to do? And when you're not completely healed enough, you can find those things from last year, from past versions of your life, driving you to make decisions that are not always putting you in the best frame of mind, that are not always allowing you to show up as your best self. So we're going to do one quick breathing exercise. I'm going to tell you how to get this free gift that I want to give out to you. And we're going to close this thing out. You can go back and hit replay, because there has been some nuggets that have gone out today, and you can go back and write it out. So let's get to a place where we calm our breathing. And we're going to have some deep breath exercises right now. So we're going to do this 3 times. We're going to breathe the air. You're going to take a deep breath in and hold it. Then you're going to exhale the pressure. And you're going to inhale peace. You're going to exhale shame. I'm going to say this one more time. We're going to slow our breathing down, calm ourselves. We're going to take deep breaths in, which means we're going to hold the breath in. We're going to exhale pressure. And we're going to inhale peace. We're going to exhale shame. And we're going to breathe in again. We're showing up for self. Y'all ready? We're going to do this together. Take a deep breath in and then hold it. Exhale that pressure. Now you're going to breathe in and you're going to inhale peace. You're going to exhale that shame. You ready? Inhale peace. Exhale shame. Come on. Do that one more time. You're going to inhale. You're going to inhale the peace. And you're going to exhale the shame. Ready? Inhale. And this is what we need to learn to do. So when you have that moment, even if it's 5 minutes, where you can just steal away at a private place, even if it's the bathroom or the restroom, or you take a walk on your lunch break, or you just step out, go to the car, or wherever. Don't just take that break and think about everything that's going wrong and everything that's happening. Take a moment to show up for you and breathe in. Take a deep breath. Say, I'm going to breathe some peace right now because I need peace. I'm going to exhale the drama. I'm going to exhale that problem that they wanted me to solve, that, you know what, I'm working, I got to do it, but I need to come back for me. Something that happened with kids. I need to come back. Before you really go in and discipline and whoop their tails or however you're going to do it, go back and have a moment for you. You hear all the bad news before you show up ready to go ham on them. Go take a moment and inhale the peace, because I'm telling you, I have done this in the past. What I have gone through that whole day on the job, and all the pressure and the bills and everything coming at me. And then I come home and there's bad news from the kids, or they had their report cards, or the teacher called, or whatever it was. You compile that with what happened that day, along with what I'm coming home to. And then I got to discipline you. Oh, you're going to catch it all. That's not fair to them. Take a moment before you react and respond incorrectly. Show up for you so that you'll show up correctly for them. Ooh, I'm going to say that one more time. Before you go off on them, go away just for a moment. Take a deep breather. Show up for you correctly so you'll show up for them effectively. Okay? And that's what you need to do, because it's time to show up for you. So this is how you're going to get, or you're going to enter in this free drawing where I'm giving away my brand new me free copy of my ebook. It's a Healing Journey Phase 1. I haven't even released this. No one knew about this. This I did just for the show, just for to give you parts of how to at least move forward on your healing, even if you're not a part of this journey. This course is called Brand New Me Healing Journey Phase 1. And I'm giving this away to one special listener. You have to be on here in order to get this. This is not going back, because my assistant, Ava, she's going to hear your names. I'm going to let her do the one that's going to draw whoever the winner is. So this is why you have to be on here. We're getting ready to close it out, but you're going to have to follow the instructions. So what you're going to do is, one, before, just let you know, follow me. Like, share. If this encouraged you, this helped you, like or share. You can follow me on Facebook or Instagram at Lateka S. Carter. You can follow me on TikTok at Lateka S. Carter TV, and go to my YouTube channel and subscribe at Lateka S. Carter TV. Lateka S. Carter TV. So what I would like for you to do is put your name in the comment. This is the only way I'm going to know that you want to be a part of this drawing, by saying, I'm showing up for me. That's all you got to do, is saying, I'm showing up for me. I'm showing up for me. So put in the comments and say, I'm showing up for me. And you put it in the comments, and we're going to have a special winner here. I'm showing up for me. Again, you're getting what hasn't even been released yet, an ebook, which means I'm sending it to you via email in PDF format. I think it's 12 pages, but because you showed up, I want to celebrate you. I want to celebrate you on your journey of your healing. And because you're a part of this journey of healing out loud, I want to give someone, bless someone with this ebook that will help personally guide you for your healing, faith, and transformation. So it's packed with daily journal prompts, reflection exercises, and inspiration to help you break cycles, rebuild your confidence, and reconnect with the version of you that God created you to be. And all you have to do to be a part of this winning is type in the comments, I'm showing up for me. And this 12 pages is simple. It's based on 4 weeks, a whole month. You just follow it. Follow it. And of course, you want to be a part of my healing, my brand new me healing journey course. We have early bird special that is going on right now, extended until the 18th. And that is only $249. And I will show you I got to move, so I got another desk over here. go. This is the book. This is the book. So the journey comes, the course comes with the book, as well as so many great perks. Comes with the actual course platform, has an app to it. We have a community group community. It's just so many things that it comes with. And if the $249 is more than you want to pay up front, I get it. There are payment plans. You can pay through Afterpay. And if you feel like, hey, that breakdown for Afterpay is still too much, we can talk about monthly installments. But if you just want to have a conversation, you can also go to my website and sign up for a 15-minute consultation. And I'm more than happy to talk to you about it, to see if this is going to be a good fit for you. Now I'm going to be doing this every month. There's going to be a new course that comes up, but the price is going to increase. So $249 is going to be the lowest that you will ever see as an early bird. So get with it today, or reach out to me if you just want to talk about it. Maybe you want to be a part of next month's course. Let's just talk about it, because there is a way for you to also do referrals to help pay your way through the course. It's 90 days. We're not meeting every single day. We're not even meeting every week. It's only 12 class sessions. And then the 11th one is a celebratory class session. All right, you got your names in there? All right. Hey, Ava, how you doing today?
Hey there. I'm doing great.
All right, let's get her back on here. This is my assistant, Ava. Hi, Ava. Speak to everybody.
Hey there. It's great to be here with all of you. I'm Ava, ready to help out and make things fun and productive. What's on your mind today?
So, Ava, we're doing a drawing for the ebook that I got together, and you are my Vanna White, so to speak.
I love it. All right, everyone, get ready for the big reveal. We're about to find out who's getting a free copy of the brand new Me Healing Journey ebook. Drum roll, please.
Hey, I don't have a drum roll, but we're going to make it happen. So let me give you the names, okay? I got people who are typing in the comments, show up for me. So when I give you the names, you're going to be the one that picks the fortunate winner. Are you cool with that?
Absolutely. I'm all in. Just let me know the names and I'll help choose the lucky winner.
All right. Okay, I'm giving you the names. You ready?
I'm ready. Let's hear those names.
We have Sandra Smith, Sharon Ferris, Coletta Washington, Gloria Waller, Sylvia Mormon, Jay Lander, Ernestine Nixon, Karen Carter. Now you just pick one. Who's the winner?
All right, here we go.
Hold on, Ava. Repeat the names back to me. Let's make sure we got everybody's name first. Sorry.
No problem at all. Here are the names I have. Sandra Smith, Sharon Farris, Coletta Washington, Gloria Waller, Sylvia Mormon, Jay Lander, Ernestine Nixon, and Karen Carter. Did I get everyone?
You're the bomb. Yes, you did. Now, who's going to be the winner?
Thank you. All right, the winner is, drum roll, Gloria Waller. Congratulations, Gloria.
Oh, wow. Thank you, Ava. Tell Gloria what she has won.
Gloria, you've won a free copy of the brand new Me Healing Journey ebook. Get ready to dive into a transformative 90-day journey of healing and self-discovery. Enjoy every step of your brand new journey.
Awesome. Thank you so much. Yay, Gloria. Thank you. Now, Ava, we're getting ready to close out Healing Out Loud with Coach Lateka. Our third episode was Show Up for You. Can you give them some nuggets before we close?
Of course. As we wrap up this episode of Healing Out Loud, remember this: showing up for yourself is the first step toward transformation. Every small act of self-care and commitment builds the foundation for a healthier, happier you. Keep honoring your journey, trust the process, and never forget that you are worth every bit of effort. You've got this.
Thank you, Ava. Talk to you later, girl.
You're welcome. Talk to you later. Take care.
All right. Woo! We got a winner. Gloria Waller won. Thank you, Tina. I hope you all have fun. Next time, we're going to come back next week. Don't know what day. You know, I told you I'm trying to work through it. I was off today, so I wanted to make sure that I could do this. But you can only imagine where the course itself. Now, this is not the book you won. You won, like I said, it's a 12-page ebook that I have not released yet. But Gloria, you have won that. And there are going to be other ways for people to win. But I'm telling you, you don't want to miss this journey. If you can be a part of this course, please don't let the money stop you. If you need to talk about it, again, you can reach out to me by scheduling a 15-minute consultation. And you can go to my website at LSC Global LLC /healed, or just go to LSC Global LLC.com. And you'll be able to walk through it and see it for yourself. So schedule a 15-minute session. My calendar is open, and that way we can take a few moments to talk about what's going on with you and how I can actually help you through the process. I have went from pain that I thought my life was over to God just turning it into power, and how he has allowed my life to blossom and help heal other people. So through my story, through my ability to rise from what I felt like were the ashes for me, God allowed me to come forth healed and whole, so that I can show other people how to also heal. You do not have to live in a state of a place that you're in right now where you feel like you haven't less than enough. The course starts next Thursday. So you only have a few days. Next Thursday, on the 19th, the price increases by $100. So it increases to $349. But if you want to be a part of this, please reach out to me. Even if you feel like, I need to wait, still yet talk to me. Let me know what's going on. Let me see what I can do to assist you. It is your time to move forward and to live life healed. Can you say that? I'm ready to live my life healed. Healed. All right. This has been an amazing show. And I thank you so much for being, thank you, Sharon. I thank you so much for being a part of this. Gloria, I have your email address, so we'll make sure we get that over to you. I hope it encourages you. And here's the thing, if you've ever been a part of my rural coaching or even the leadership and you want to be a part of this is completely different. Please know that. This helps you to heal. My rural coaching program helps you to plan out your life. This helps you to heal your life. And the leadership blueprint helps you, show you how to use your gifts and your talents in the marketplace for your life. So these are 3 ways that God is using me to help other people, knowing they don't have to stay in the shape that they're in. All right. From me and Ava, hey, have a good day, a good weekend. I love you so much. Thank you so much for tuning in today. Peace and blessings.